Oh yeah, I got to go over there too, don't I?
Yes.
All right, now I done made my screen all big. Okay, I got it.
Right. That's the problem with Instagram. And see, now I can't find the other one. Okay. Um,
Okay. Okay, it's on mute, so that's
here we
perfect.
go. Here we go with the mute. There we go. I think I've handled that pretty well. Okay.
Now what about on oh we live now, but is it on the YouTube thing? Wait a minute.
It should be.
I don't
You want
see
to
it.
check? Hold
Yeah,
on.
you check because on mine it's not oh there it is.
Okay. You see YouTube? Okay.
I see it.
All right. All right. All right. I think we are almost good to go. Hello, everybody. I will be with y'all in half a second. Oh, no, forget it. I just won't do Pink Joy. That's okay. All right. Hello, everyone. And thank you for coming to watch our last episode of Meet the Designers for Strands 2024 Spring Mosaic Motifs Show coming up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
2 weeks from tomorrow in South Fulton, Georgia, aka Atlanta Metro, at the Southwest Arts Center. Today I'm supposed to have two guests, but one of them might not be joining us. That's okay. But today we have Oni Afryae of Buddha Wear, and she is out of District Heights.
Yeah, Maryland, DMV.
Yes, in the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. How are you today, Miss Oni?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing great. I'm so excited.
I know, right? Me too. I'm glad you're coming back. Miss Oni is a return designer to Strands. She came to us last year for the first time in a 2023 show and showcased her spectacular line that was pretty much all orange, right? Not all orange.
Well, everything had orange in it.
Right. So we'll get to talking about that and you can explain all that.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's just me and you today, it seems, you can talk all you want.
No, you don't want to give me that. You don't give me that. We long-winded over here. So no, I received that. I do want to give a shout out to the sister though. What's the other sister's name? The other designer?
Renee friend Antoine is supposed to be joining us. If she can join, please do. Please do.
Please. But if not, we're gonna hold it down for you, sis.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
We are live on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Oh no, wait. I don't see YouTube. Do you see YouTube?
I do. It's on mine.
Oh yes, I see it now. Duh. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, everybody. So let's get into this. Miss Oni, can you tell us about yourself and what you do when you're not crocheting?
Oh, okay, perfect. Yes, my name is Oni Afryae. I am I've been crocheting. Well, I would like to just say I'm a creative in general because crochet is something that I do as a part of that creativity. But I'm also a massage therapist. I am a licensed loctician and natural hair care provider. I am a social worker by trade. And I love a lot and I hug trees and I love barefoot in the grass. But yeah, just fun loving. Love to find all the ways that I can to express my creativity and, to share a little sunshine in the world. So
yes, ma'am.
Those are the things that I do. Oh, I love to dance. I'm an avid music listener. I love live music. Live instrumentation is like a drug.
Yeah, same here.
And like I said, I love to dance. I love to shake a little tail feather every now and then. It's therapy.
Right. What's your favorite music?
I like all kind, but I can tell you my favorite band is of all time, Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay. Yes, I do love them as well.
You can never go wrong with a little Earth, Wind and Fire. But I love all kinds of music. I love jazz. I love R&B. I love soul. Not that crazy about Motown, but I take a few songs. I love Afro beats. I love, music from the continent. Specifically, I'm a piano from South Africa. I'm just now getting into it like 3 or 4 years ago. But my goodness, I want to go to South Africa just to go to one of those parties. No, I
Okay.
just love to keep my I love to see the young people dance and stuff like that. So yeah.
I
Oh,
love
and of course go-go. I'm from DC,
oh
so of
yeah,
course
you're from
go-go.
DC. Gotta love go-go.
Yeah, it's so
Can't leave
good.
that out.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
Yeah, I love live music too. I went to a show. Um, I went to a show last Sunday of with Tiffany Good, and she's
Mm-hmm.
actually going to be performing at Strands 2024. She's a trumpetess.
Okay, that's what I
And
wanted to say.
freaking phenomenal. That show was really, really, really good. I was in tears like half
Oh,
the show because I was so touched by the talent that was on that stage. Like it was just amazing.
you're a
Okay.
musician too, right?
I play
Okay,
the
don't do that.
cello. Listen,
Okay,
I play the cello. We
okay.
ain't gonna go as far as saying I'm a musician. No, not at all.
Yeah, no, I bet you are. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not a musician. I love musicians though because it's a quality I don't have in me. So I see it and respect it and love it in other people. Like that is my favorite art. I would say hands down is music.
Yeah, it
But anyway,
invokes something in you when it can pull something out of you or evoke some kind of emotion. It's like it's a song for everything that I'll ever feel. So yeah, I'm with
right,
you in that. Hmm.
right.
Yeah.
There was a girl. Her name was Lava High or Lady Lava
Mm-hmm.
High, and she sang for Tiffany. And
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, this is crazy. This is amazing how people can just use their voice and use their bodies to just create music, and it's beautiful. Anyway, enough about me and music.
We're gonna have to have a listening party.
Yeah, we're gonna
Share
have to do.
some things, share some artists and stuff. I think we'll probably have a good repertoire of things to share with that.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So, who taught you how to crochet?
Okay. So like I said, I like everything creative, right? I've always been kind of artsy growing up. And I had a girlfriend in high school who I saw, we ran track together. So she would be bringing her crochet. It's like, oh, I want to learn how to do that. So she said she would help me.
Mhm.
So I went out and bought me a ball of yarn. I bought me a hook and I bought me a how-to book. She never came over. You know, we were busy seniors and stuff like that. So she never came over, but I was still very interested. So I went on and took the chance to learn it. And I don't know if it's an ancestral or something in my DNA, but it didn't take me long to kind of pick up those basic stitches.
Mhm.
And like I said, that was when I was 16, that's been a minute ago. Yeah, just say that was a minute ago. No,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm 55. So, but that's
yeah,
been, that time.
absolutely.
So that's where it actually started for me. There was no one who actually came and sat down and said, like, look, do it like this. I kind of fumbled through it. And then over the years, I just kind of put it down and picked it up. And every time I picked it up, it would get better and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And so, back then we didn't have YouTube and all of this, all of the resources we have now. So I was just basically just trying my hand at it and I would make little things for myself here and there.
So you're an autodidact.
Oh, what's it called now?
Autodidact. You can teach yourself.
Oh, I like that. I don't know. I'm just trying to learn it. Okay, yeah, I guess I'm one of those things.
Yeah, I'm autodidactic as well. I can teach myself a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. But I'm happy about YouTube and stuff now because in I guess maybe the last 4 or 5 years, I've been able to watch some videos and teach myself how to knit. And
oh,
so that's been really exciting.
oh, you crossed over to the dark side. No, I'm
Well,
just playing.
look, girl, I'm both in. I'm both in. I don't do either or. But with knitting, I like it. It just takes so much longer to me. So
It does. It really, really does. It takes a whole a lot longer. And I'm just playing about the knitters. I'm just
right.
kidding. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
in
yeah.
jest. So don't
No,
be
we on the
offended.
hookers though. We hookers over here.
We hookers though. Y'all the knitters don't have a cool name.
They
Like
don't have one.
they're needlers. I mean, I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah, no, but I'm just excited about, and I'm still learning. I learned like this project for the mosaic motifs. I've been able to learn some new patterns as it relates to mosaic crocheting and the intricate details and things like that. So, I'm one of those people. I'm never gonna stop learning. But I would say, that first part was kind of first taught. And her name is Janelle Ryder. And I told her a couple of weeks ago, she didn't even remember that, but I told her a couple of weeks ago, I'm gonna shout you out because it was because you inspired me just by doing whatever you were doing.
Right. And that's pretty impressive, like especially back then,
Hmm.
back in our day when we was young whippersnappers, to like want to learn how to crochet, in high school. Like nobody was doing that, not at all. So that's pretty
And
impressive.
definitely not to this level.
No, not at
You know,
all.
it may have
Like
been some booties or blankets or something, but
right,
not on this
right.
scale. Hmm.
No, not at all. Yeah, because I was just pushing out scarves and blankets and
Right.
little purses back then. So
That's right.
all right. So the next question is, how long have you been crocheting? But you kind of told us that, and if you didn't want to give us no real years, that's fine. But you
I
kind
don't
of,
know. Do the math. From 16 to 50, I'm 55 now.
yeah,
I like to say 50 fine, just so we
55.
clear. We clear
Right.
that it's still
I had
fine.
I had this thing for my birthday. It said 50licious. I was like,
I
oh,
need
that's
that.
me.
Oh no, I need that. 50licious.
50licious. So yeah, we here, right?
That's right. That's right.
All right. What inspired you to pursue crochet fashion design?
Okay, so like I said before, I didn't really start off with the blankets and stuff. I might have been doing that to just play around. But I was actually like I said, I picked it up, I put it down, I picked it up, I put it down. After I graduated college, I stayed up in Philadelphia and Delaware area, and it was during the time just before neo soul kind of hit the scene real big. So with the music Soul Childs and the Jazzy Fat Nasties and the Roots and all of that, that scene was really, really artistic. It was really like all of this flavor from all of these different places. And I'm from Washington, D.C., so we have our own flavor, but Philly had a whole nother flavor. And so I was thoroughly inspired in terms of what I would wear myself. And so I would just make my own little pieces that would, people would, they would be interested, like, where you get that from? Who did that for you? Things like that. And so being in that environment kind of inspired the whole Buddha Flywear. Because before then, I hadn't even thought about crochet in terms of business or clothing or anything like, selling it or being an official designer. I was just doing my thing. And so it was, Buddha Flywear was actually born out of that space. And that was probably like maybe 1995, 96. And the only person that people really knew anything about in terms of crochet or wearing crochet was my play cousin, Erica Badu.
Your play cousin?
That's my play cousin on my mother's side. People always say I remind them of her. I'd be like, that's my play cousin. She my play cousin. So, but what I'm saying is that it was something that kind of, I don't like to say accident, but it wasn't something that I was intentionally trying to get into. It just kind of evolved in that way.
That way.
Yeah.
Spirit led.
I mean, because that's what happens with me. I don't know about nobody else, but that's generally how things work for me.
It just happens, huh, right?
And I just follow along. So I think that would be, if we were talking about a time when it started for me, or me starting to have ideas about that. And even then, I'm saying that I, coined Buddha Fly and I started, but it still wasn't on this scale,
Right.
I was doing some modeling at that time, and just being in the environment like that, I was inspired by some of the other designers. But of course, you can imagine if I put something on the stage, it was somewhat of a novelty. So things have evolved greatly, and I sit in gratitude.
Yes. Miss Oni has the greatest spirit. I love being around her. She's so calm and peaceful.
Oh, girl, look, you my reflection.
Thank you.
Just bounce it back and forth.
Right. When she came last year, it was just like you fit right in, and
it was so good. Like we knew each other a long time.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, next question. Describe your niche or target market, and who are your pieces made for?
Okay, that's great. So I would like to say everybody, but I don't know that it is. As I mentioned before, I was around a lot of creative, whether it was musicians or visual artists, social. I'm a social worker, so it's some creativity that comes into that. So I would say that I think my pieces are for creatives like myself. People who have their own creativity or own style or something like that. But that's not to say that someone who doesn't have that couldn't still wear a Buddha piece and get Buddha. It's just that I think I am inspired by other creatives and other artists, and so I would see that they, it's always, I always want to have like one piece that is going to make the outfit, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So for someone who just loves like accessories and layers and things like that, just a little pop to bring the whole outfit together, it would be that person.
UB said, do you remember Rosemary from UB?
I do.
She said, I want to see that hat you have on.
Oh no, you look at this hat. This is actually a pattern I saw on YouTube probably about almost 10 years ago now. And it reminded me of the little Kangos and stuff we used to wear when we used to be B-boys and B-girls.
Yeah.
So I made a whole bunch of those. All right, UB, I might be bringing a couple. I'm going to let you choose one.
Yeah, I think I want one, though.
Okay, well, let's see what we can do, y'all. Now, look, y'all know I'm already behind, but we're going to see.
Okay, I can patiently wait.
Okay, perfect.
I'm behind. I got 1,511 whips sitting around.
That's how it works. That's how it works.
It's like I sit here, work on one, put it down, work on the next one, put it down.
Absolutely. So wait a minute. Did I answer that whole question? Actually, I want to make sure because I was talking.
I said, describe your niche or target market. Yep, you did.
Yeah. And so then, also there's another part because I'm a little crunchy, what they call crunchy, like bohemian a little bit.
Like granola.
So I like it to look like I just woke up like this. I don't really like straight lines. In general, I like circles and things like that. So I try to reflect that in my clothing so that it's really for anybody who wants to put it on and can put something to it. I love that part about it. Like I have a vision I create, and then when the person buys it, they put their magic to it. And now we beautify.
Right.
So I make it for that person who just want that one, you know what I mean? Man, woman. I even find some little children that got their own little funk and stuff with them already.
Right. I just realized you and Sharon are basically right around each other.
We are, and I just now saw that.
It just clicked. Like, wait, Sharon's from DC. She's in DC.
I think we need to be play cousins too. I think we need to be play cousins.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see because we're gonna bring some of this energy up here to the DMV. You watch.
Right.
Yeah.
We are doing that both show. Yeah. Okay. Next question. How do you typically approach the design process for a new piece?
Okay, so I'm generally inspired all the time, really. But I love colors, and I love orange, earth tones, and things like that. So sometimes my inspiration comes from just like fall time when the leaves change. It looks like God must have painted these leaves. How are they this perfect? So sometimes I'm inspired by colors. Sometimes I will I'll dream a silhouette, something to just come like. Oh, that dress would look nice, or oh, what if I could do this right there? And then I'm not really good with drawing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't gone to any kind of fashion school or, I don't know those techniques. So usually it just comes through like a vision or something like that. And then of course, like I said, I'm so inspired by other artists. So, if I'm going and I'm looking at Pinterest or, I'm on Facebook and stuff, and I'm in a couple of groups, sometimes I'll see some things that sisters have made, or sometimes I might just see a regular fashion show where it's just regular clothing and I like that silhouette. And I think, how can I do that in crochet? Let me see if I can make some magic with that. Right. Yeah. Exactly. So that's generally how I start the creative process.
Okay. Yes, you got that color down. I love your color scheme.
Oh,
I can't wait to see what you bring in 2 weeks.
Listen, it's not talking. 2 weeks. I'm gonna get it done. I might have some nice things.
Oh my gosh, time is moving like extremely fast. It's going too fast for me. I can't believe we're already in March and we're at pretty much the halfway point of March. So
that's right.
Yeah, I gotta get on my. I have to speed up my process.
Okay, me too, but we're going to do it.
Yes. How do you choose the materials for your crochet projects? And like what are there any specific types of yarns or fabrics that you prefer to work with?
Yes. Well, I don't know if I'm that particular. I'm more about color. So I do use acrylic because the way my budget is set up at this time, it's a little bit better for me. That's a temporary thing because we all the way up. But I do like I like wool, but I like wool if it's treated, because many of us have some allergies to it. So I love to use wool in the colder months and things like that because I like big, fat, chunky, warm pieces, accessories, and things like that. So I don't know that I'm really particular about the fabric of it as much as I am about the color. And whatever it is that I'm trying to create at that time is how I choose it. But I do like cotton. I have a really nice cotton and bamboo blend, and it has a little sheen to it. And it's a really pretty like eggshell. And I've had it for a few years. I just haven't done anything with it. Yeah, so that's how I know I'm not really heavily influenced by the actual material as much as I am with the colors. But I love like cascade yarns. I like Malagringo yarns, so I don't know. I'm not really that particular like that with the
your color first. You see a color, you're like, I want that.
That's what I'm gonna get, and we're gonna figure something out. And I'm trying to do something other than orange all the time. So you're gonna see this time I tried to incorporate some different color schemes. Every time I look at an orange or yellow or something like it, I'm just like, oh, that. It's like you got that at home already. Choose something else.
That was me in pink, and now that I'm like all the way detached from pink. Unfortunately, I'm like, damn, I don't have none pink.
Well, that pink you have on is very pretty.
This is Miss Aisha's. I bought this.
Really?
Miss Coretti Ann Design sweater. When I started out, I was like, I need this. So yeah,
that's the sister that's been with you from the beginning, right? Yeah, her work is impeccable. I love it.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
Great word, impeccable. I need to start using that.
Oh, okay.
Impeccable. I'm adding that to the vocabulary. I forgot about that word.
Oh, look at that.
Okay. Now, nope, I already asked that. How do you stay updated on the current trends in crochet fashion and fashion overall?
Like I mentioned before, I'm kind of plugged in. I'm always, when I do go online or social media and stuff like that, because I did it so much, the algorithm will pull those things up for me. So I'm not even having to really search too much anymore. And as far as trends are concerned, I like classic pieces. And I think every time that is something trending, it's something that returned from before. Like I was saying about this hat, we used to do this with our shell toe Adidas back in the day, So for me, I'm excited about if I am participating in the trends, and then I like to still put my little butterfly spin on it. It's still not going to be, and that's something I maintain anyway. That's why I'm never in competition for real, because it's like, these are my hands and God come through these hands different than they come to your hands. Right. Yep. So it's like, even if I attempt the trend, I can never make it exactly like anything else. That's generally the situation with the pieces that I make. If I try to repeat it, something is always a little bit different. So as far as the trends, my whole approach is transcending the trend. Right. You know what I'm saying? Seeing, like, being able to do it, like, okay, the big fat chunky coats that were coming out just now with the big fat yarn. So a couple of inquiries about that. And so I put my little spin on it. And girl, I didn't 70s the thing out. I got a big butterfly collar, got some bell sleeves and stuff, some slits on the side. It's still part of the trend right now, but it still got butterfly. Right. So it's still going to always be that. So that's how I basically stay up on the trends. I keep my eye on it and my ear to the ground, but I like it to be classic. I like it to be that you could have worn this 20 years ago and then it still looks good today.
That's me. I hate trendy stuff like with a passion, because for me, like some trends, not all of them, but some trends, they just look ridiculous later on. Like when you look back, I was like, why was we wearing that? But true style and classic style never, ever, ever looks out of date, like at all. Right. So I really like that classic design style of a lot of things. I try to stay a million miles away from whatever's trendy.
I like to go in there and go out those little ruffle hats that came out, I think a couple of years ago, the ruffle hats. Oh, I've seen so many beautiful ones and stuff. So I tried my hand on it. I didn't like the tight ruffle. I wanted like a floppy one, so I made a couple of those, and then I said, oh, I'm gonna make a bunch of these. I think I made 2 or 3, and then I'm finished.
I know that ruffle. I haven't made one. I know that ruffle is a beast to deal with. So
Yeah.
I'll leave that to the other folks who are good at that.
That's right.
I don't have the patience. Okay. So have you introduced any innovative techniques or features in your designs?
I probably have, but I don't know that I can tell you what that is. Let me think about that for a second. Not very long, but I think my stitch collection, I mean, like this, not collection, stitch selection. Like, I love to be challenged. Like, that's why I'm enjoying the mosaic motif so much, because it's like, oh, look at what I get to learn.
Right.
This is exciting. It's challenging. I like it to be challenging. Sometimes things get too repetitive for me, and then so I really like, maybe that's something yet to come. You know what I mean? Like that thing that I will introduce. But if I had to say something right now, I think maybe stitch and color selection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I would agree. All right. What are some challenges you faced as a crochet designer, and how did you overcome them?
Time.
Right.
Not because I don't have it, but because I'm a little floaty. So, 1 hour usually means like translate to like 1 hour and 45 minutes to me. So I think mine would just be more of time management of the time that I do have, because I have one son, a beautiful son. His name is Selah. He's getting ready to be 19 years old. So I don't have to, my space is opened up now. My time has opened up to be able to do it a lot more than I could when he was younger. And that was actually one of the times that I put Budafly down. Because, as a new mom and everything like that, all I wanted to do is be in his face. And so I really couldn't do much other than like a scarf or a hat here or there. But now my time is more available to me. And so it's just really a matter of learning how to manage it well, and do that in a way where you're also making time for the business part of it.
Right. That part.
Which is a good segue to my other challenge, which would be that part. Like, I'm such a creative, like it's so easy for me to crochet. The technology and, the social media and stuff like that. Because remember now, I started back in 1996. None of this was really into play. And so when I picked it back up, everything was here. And so over the years, a few years, it's been a bit of a challenge to get more acclimated to this way of expressing my creativity and showing it, and being able to monetize it and things like that. And I'm still learning. So I haven't overcome that part. I think that'll be an ongoing process as I evolve, that I get to learn more about the business aspect and kind of build a muscle around it in that way. You've helped me with that as well, just to give you a real quick shout out. I remember last year I was putting something down there and I told you the price, and he was like, I don't know why you would do that. That's certainly not enough for what you did. That is not enough. So, I'm still working on how to do that, because this thing that I get to do is not necessarily, it really is priceless for what we do. We start with nothing. You understand what I mean? And they have machines and things that do that, but that's not the same quality as us using our hands. And
they don't have crochet machines. There's no machine to do what we do.
Well, you know what I mean, like the little knit machine or whatever.
They got knitting machines again. Yeah. Knitting machines.
You better stop hating on them knitters. They go come first, girl.
I'm not hating. Honestly, though, I can knit. It just takes too long. So
it takes long.
Deal with it. So it's just whatever. And crocheting is just much, much, much faster. Right. And again, and I've mentioned before, I like to crochet too because it's more forgiving in mistakes.
Yes, it is.
So
yes, it is.
You drop a stitch and knit, it's just over with. And
I mean, you could be finished the whole thing, and here come this little hole.
Right,
it's going to keep on growing if you don't fix it. Right. So you're right in that it's more forgiving. But back to the challenge with the pricing or the business aspect of it, it's just not something that comes natural to me. But again, I'm building a muscle for that.
Right.
And I'm sending out a quiet petition, you know what I'm saying, for someone, another creative who is passionate about that thing, and maybe we can partner up. I love doing collaboration.
That
And
sounds
working
like a
together.
business opportunity somebody had
And that's
led.
what I'm saying. And I heard y'all talking one time about web design and stuff. I've been trying to get this website up for so
Oh,
many years, and
I
it
can
just
help
need
you.
help. I just need help. I just need to outsource, and I'm trying to do it by myself, and this thing is not up. So, but I'm, here is the point, and what I'm trying to say. It's a challenge for me, but I'm meeting it head on.
Right.
And the more that I continue to be able to acknowledge that that's what it is, it makes room so that I can gather the resources and things that I need, so I can continue to evolve in terms of the business and the challenge.
All right. Miss Renee has shown up. Are you ready, ma'am? Are you ready to hit the stage? Are you ready? I'm putting you on.
I'm so grateful. There she is.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you ladies?
Oh,
Good. How are you,
doing
beautiful?
well.
Good. I was in agreement with a lot that you were saying because trying to do what happened? I can't see you guys now.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't
you
see
clicked
you either.
something.
We can hear you.
Okay. Well, I found for me that just trying to do everything yourself is kind of crazy, and that being able to collaborate and be more open to collaborate with people is everything. Because at one point, I just literally felt like I could do everything by myself, that I had a handle of everything. And I'm at the stage now, whereas if you ask me how many pieces, I'm going to say, how many do you want?
Oh.
Whereas at one point, if you asked me to even duplicate something else, I was like, are they crazy? And because technology has grown so much, fashion has always been there, but it's exploded on a level of uniqueness, like how we do. Like, so many people are just really running with crocheting. And when I really first started doing it, nobody else was doing that. Like, me and my friends would be in a street. I remember being in the Village in New York one time, and this girl saw a dress I had on, and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna get my grandmother to do that." And my friend turned around and said, "Your grandmother ain't even gonna be able to do that." And now so many people are running with it. And yes, I too like to knit, but it takes a long time. I agree. I will knit a piece, just like the piece that you bought, Stacy. I started knitting, and then I was like, oh no, I got to turn this around and add some crochet flavor.
I love that dress so much. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Oh, you don't have a picture of the dress? I want to see the dress.
It's what I wore last year.
Oh, I don't
What I
know.
wore on stage last year.
I could probably look at some pictures and see.
Yeah, but it was like a bronze blended ribbon, and then it was a black and silver blended ribbon.
She used two variegated yarns.
I do remember. I do remember.
So
it looked good on me too.
Yes, it did. It hit them curves and everything very well.
Hey, okay, I see you. But I just find now that my struggle too is the website, honestly. Staying on top of like the finances, and literally I have something that I want to announce, but I can't announce yet. And it's one of my very immediate future happenings. But I have to wait till they publicly announce it. But I wore my designs to the first meeting, and I was told that one of the founders, she loved my skirt I had on. It was a recycled denim. It wasn't crocheted, but she fell in love with the crochet pieces that I showcased also. And she asked me the price. And because I hadn't made that price in a while, I really didn't have an idea what to tell her to duplicate it. But I started thinking, and I know for me, I have to write everything down so I can physically see it, or else I will always undersell myself. I really don't like when people tell me that's all, when they see my stuff and like, you should have that higher. So I told her a price range of starting out between $175 to 350 was an average for that piece. And she literally said, no, that should be at least 450, 475. So I think as artists, because our hearts are in it so much, it's hard for us. But what I've received from the past 2 years of counseling that I've had, he had no artistry in him at all. He literally made me want to cry sometimes.
Mm.
I pushed through. I was going through a lot with my family, just mentally, emotionally. It was just a really hard past 2 years, but I worked through the counseling with him because I don't ever in my life want to give up on being an artist. But I've learned to say I'm a businesswoman who happens to be an artist. I love, love, love working with my hands. I love crocheting over knitting any and every day.
Mhm.
So, one of the things that propelled me to be a part of this group was I applied to be a part of a show that was for crocheters, basically fiber artists, that was in Park Slope, Brooklyn. I saw there's this he crochets. It's a designer. I don't want to say his name because I'm gonna probably say it wrong right now, but he does very beautiful mosaic designs.
Mm.
And when I saw him in it, I was like, oh, I want to join that too. And I started checking out everybody else's work. I didn't get accepted. And I felt the way about that. I
Mm.
really did. But I'm a very humble person. So I said, okay. And then I said, well, maybe I'm too funky for them. Maybe my stuff is too sexy for them. And that's when I saw Strands. And I said, I found my tribe.
I tell you,
Like,
you get what you need. You get
yeah,
what you need.
I was like, I found my tribe. And once I did that, once I got with these ladies, they brought me out. They inspired me, and because I can be very shy, and I think
Mhm.
Stacey that she brought me out more. And everybody knows that when I do come to shows. But I've been trying to get out of my own way. I've been trying to literally put myself in the room where people are doing so much more than me, and that I
Mhm.
will never stop learning mentality is there through it all. So for me, being a part of this group, being with these ladies and seeing all the wonders that we each do, sometimes with the same freaking yarns,
Amazing.
amazing. It's totally, totally amazing. So I'm really grateful and thankful to make the journey. And like when I came down before, I was so determined. I literally was finishing up a piece. I drove myself down there and I just got there in the nick of time to make it, to set up my stuff and
Mhm.
Mhm.
did the show. And then when I left, I was going to just pack up and leave.
Mhm.
I was brought
Like,
out.
nah,
Uh-uh.
like stay here. You got to stay with us for a minute.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah. And it's like you learn, you grow. And it's just really great because I was even telling my son how from this, I was invited to doing the show in California. I know you went.
Who? Me?
Did you go?
Oni?
Oh no, no, I didn't make it out.
No?
No, I didn't make it out.
Rosemarie did. UB Handmade did.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no. I'll be at the next one though. That's the plan.
Oh yeah. See, that's it. That's it. It's like we encourage, we push, we pull, and having that camaraderie is priceless. It really is. And it's like we push each other, we encourage each other. And, like you were saying with needing help for your website or certain things, I'm going through the same thing through. And I'm big on helping and teaching. And even like sometimes my daughter has seen where I'm complimenting other people's stuff. And she's like, Mom, but they're doing the same thing you're doing. And I said, yeah. And I said, there's so much out there. There's so many
Mhm.
people out there that there's really no competition other than ourselves to ourselves.
Right.
And I love telling other creators, bless the hands, because that's what it is. It's a blessing for each and every one of us to be able to use our hands and to do like we do. So I'm grateful to be a part of it. And I know that just the distance sometimes can be a struggle, but I look forward to making it happen and coming and being with you ladies. Honestly, I really do.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad
Thank
you
you.
are joining us again. I love your work.
Thank you.
So you're so amazingly creatively talented. It's just it's insane.
Yeah.
But I look forward to what you bring to the Strand stage again. And yes, there's no escaping. We're having an after party. We're doing all of that. So
Okay.
he's trying to pack up and leave us after the show. Not happening.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so you came and joined us a little late, so I'm gonna hash over some questions again with you in a minute. Let me see, where am I at? Okay. All right. So how am I gonna do this? Okay, just tell us who you are and what you do when you're not crocheting, who taught you how to crochet, and what your niche market is. You can tell me all of that in one.
Okay. Well, I'm Renee France Antoine. My middle name is France, so I incorporated Renee France for my company. And I learned how to crochet when I was really little. My mom, she sewed, she crocheted, her twin sister crocheted. Like, I feel like the creativity flowed into me from so many different people in my family and great aunts that I didn't even know. And it's just like a powerhouse within me. I enhanced that by hanging out with these little mean Italian ladies that used to sit in front of my building when I was in elementary school. They were like, they were like bodyguards of the building, and kids didn't mess with them, but they let me come and sit and crochet with them, and they would teach me. But I had already learned a little. I had my very first boyfriend's mom. She was beautiful, French Canadian. She crocheted. She was left-handed, but she still managed to teach me some. And then I remember going to my aunt's college when I was little. She wanted to go to a party and get me out of her way, and she had one of her friends that crocheted, and it was over. They didn't have to worry about me at all. I just started running with it because I wanted everything different from what my mother did for me, which she was very stylish and ahead of her times, but we all have our own different taste. I would say for me with the business, I wanted to be able to now have a team of people that can work with me to actually produce more than what I can physically do on my own, because we live in a faster paced journey. I'm located in New Jersey, originally from Brooklyn, but every place I go that I've lived, I lived in the Carolinas and South Carolina. I basically moved here from the DMV after doing a whole lot with DC Fashion Week, which I just showcased with them a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And some of my pieces were crocheted and some of them were sewn. So I try to have a well-roundedness about what it is that I do, but I sometimes just always go back to crocheting. Like, that's my heart of everything. Literally everything. I know I'm a little nervous, so I forgot some of what you wanted me.
You getting it? Describe your niche and target market.
Okay. I like to say that my niche of people are free-spirited people. I don't care how old they are or how young. Like I always say, I have young girls who, are in the hood, to corporate women that have their own businesses that got major money, to those who want to have major money. Like, I feel like my niche is a free-spirited person that's ageless, but they have a boldness about them. They are not shy. They can be shy, but their clothing speaks loud for them. It's all about people who love quality, color, and texture. That's really my niche market.
Okay, so what do you have any specific types of yarns or fibers that you prefer to work with?
Oh, absolutely. I prefer natural fibers over anything, but because of my color choices, I have to work with acrylics and blends. Like I find blends are better for me in a sense at times because they give more stretch than certain cottons. So I try to experiment. I know I'm finding even in my sewn pieces with cloth and yarn, Turkey, California, and the Midwest have been my sources of
Mhm.
for my go-to. I like high quality pieces. I like really good quality pieces, but I will hit a dollar store bin in a minute. I have cleaned out dollar stores. I know, like the ribbon yarn that was from the dress that I did that you brought.
Mhm.
I had originally brought that from this really cool place called Smiley's in Queens in New York. And that's where I first discovered it. And I brought it there. It was a ribbon yarn. And then years later, I saw it in the dollar store when I was living in Virginia. And I literally told them, look, I'm a designer. I don't have money on me right now, but I will be back tomorrow. I want everything that's in here and just add it up for me and put it in a cart, put my name on it, and I will be back. So I will hunt down.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hunt down yarn. I just heard, excuse me. I just heard another friend of mine. She brought me some stuff to exhibit, and one of the yarn she has, the painted yarn, and she got it from Turkey.
Mhm.
So I just found out that Turkey is the plug. So
That's
I'm
right.
about to
Oh,
That's right.
wait.
Istanbul is
Okay.
the place, like for I think their level of quality for fabrics and yarns, I think it's going to be a mind blower. And their prices, the quality, it's outstanding, literally outstanding. Like they actually are having a fiber show in New York this coming week. I was introduced to with the program that I'm going to be a part of. And I was like, it's like 2 days before I'm going to travel. So I don't know if I'll be able to make it or not. But look at Ice Yarns. Ice
I
Yarns on
like them. I like them.
that's
Okay.
the plug.
I like them. They have a lot of different unique yarn.
Yes, they
Okay.
do.
Yeah.
Prices.
I'm
Some
definitely gonna do that.
Yeah, some people literally will say that their prices are expensive, but they're not expensive. What's expensive is the shipping cost.
That's that part.
Okay.
But what you do is if you break down the price of the yarn, the quantity of the yarn, and the shipping, you still will be paying less than what you would do at a local store for the quantity of what you need to make your garment.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it makes sense. And the biggest thing is that nobody else around you is going to have what you have, and that's your advantage.
Right.
And for us who's trying to really build our business, you can buy in quantity.
Right. Like wholesale.
You can buy wholesale. On
Oh.
wholesale, you can actually stock up and have your own yarn shop through them as well.
Oh, for real.
Very,
Okay.
very real. So
Interesting.
for us, the biggest thing as creators, as fiber artists, entrepreneurs is being able to develop different streams of business.
Mhm.
Like
That part.
thinking of how
Sure. You disappeared.
your line of crochet. Like you love to crochet, but you could be selling needles. You
Mhm.
can get custom made needles designed. Like I met this guy who came into my shop one day and had the most beautiful hooks ever. And it was like a polymer clay that he would put around the base of it,
Mhm.
and he literally can form it to people's hands. So people who are arthritic or have
Mhm.
issues, like as they get older, lose the strength in their hands and they're not able to work on a small hook, can now still crochet because they have something more kind to their hand. That can be a
Definitely.
business right there.
Right.
Selling yarns, like a lot of people sell yarns, but they may request special colors just for their collection. And if you're doing a bulk, they'll work with you. And then you can get the labels with your brands on it. Like, how boss is that?
Right. Thank you for that. I'm definitely about to look into that today or soon, I should say. All
I
right.
lost the sound for a minute.
Can you hear me? Oh, unmute. Did I mute you? Oh no, you're unmuted. Can you hear me? Wait.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. But I don't hear you guys.
You can't hear us?
You can't hear us?
I don't know why.
Let me see.
We can definitely hear you.
Yeah.
I still not hear no one.
Oh.
Turn up your volume. Oh, I can't even chat it on the screen, can I?
Not sure what's happening now. Maybe
thing.
you guys want to talk and then I can just, I don't know.
All right. Okay. So I'll get back to where I was with you, Miss Oni, for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, like I see you, but I'm I'm sorry.
She can't hear me. I was gonna say reboot the phone. Is there a way I can chat
I'm
to her?
still not
I saw on
hearing.
there that we had comments, but oh no, it says hi chat. Do you have something that says hi chat?
Oh wait, I have private chat.
No.
Yeah, that you could probably do it right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
I mean,
hold on.
I'm not hearing no sound.
Did you see that message pop up on me?
I don't know that I did because I don't know.
I heard like a very, very faint, but my sound is like all the way up. I didn't do anything different.
Hold on, let me write this down on a piece of paper. I don't have a pen.
Yeah.
I don't have a pen handy.
Okay, this is why we need one of them young people who know how to do all of this stuff for us, but that's okay because it's going to come. We're going to have, because I don't know. I can't even see where the chat, let me see, it says show chat. I was able to, oh, that's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, go back to old school. I love it.
I said reboot. It could have just been restart.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see. I had to switch it. I had it on the comments from, I guess, maybe on YouTube or whatever, and now I can go over here on this side.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
About the technical difficulties, audience. Anyway, okay. What, or is there a particular piece that you feel best represents your style as a crochet designer?
Yes, I like pants. I think that I've made some pretty iconic pants over the years, but then my very first dress that I've ever made, I think I made it around 1999, 2000. Mm-hmm. And I actually had it in the show last year. I just it was purple with tassels and things like that. I don't know if you remember that. It was the last piece that came out from the show. And I think that one is probably just one of my favorites because it was my very first. Mm-hmm. And I love all of the imperfections. And I love how I was able to just add some orange and make it contemporary, just like I was saying earlier about trends and things like that. But I think that if I really wanted to say, that's what I really want to go into. I just want to be able to make like a whole line of just funky pants, like different kind of pants. Okay. So I think that if I had to pick one, that would be it. But I always imagine that my best is yet to come. I'm looking for, because I'm just growing so much. I don't know that today I could tell you that, but tomorrow or, next week sometime I would have bust out something so awesome. It's going to be my new thing. So
yeah, right. I have not made a pair of pants yet. I'm sitting here debating now. Like, should I do this? Should I try this?
Yeah, I mean, well, because you don't like to spend a lot of time.
Yeah.
Like that's why I think like the smaller pieces you always talk about is too much time. I don't have time. I think that for me, because I'm gonna have a few pair of pants in this show, and I'm making them all out of mosaics. So you can imagine how much time, but we only got 2 weeks. I better get going. Well, my thing was my production slowed down a little bit too, because
yeah,
I lost my mom.
You back online, Renee? You can hear us?
I can hear you.
Yeah, my production was slowed down because I had a great loss. Yes. And so essentially I was thinking I wouldn't be able to push forward, but I did a show on the 17th and I'm going to do this one on the 24th. And so it's the stuff that I did on the 17th is like fall, winter. And I know we're doing spring, but I might have to end up just bringing some of those pieces. But I'm working day in, day out.
Let me clear that up. We're not necessarily doing spring. This is just the spring show.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Fall too.
Yeah, well, you know, look, I already been thinking about how I'm gonna get down there to that fall one. I tried last year, but all of that just to say, I think my best is yet to come. But you know, the pants that I make, and then that one dress that I made, the very first one that I ever made, I just have a special little you know, affection for that one simply because it was my first. And I love all the little holes. Like I put holes and stuff in it, and then I just create something else. That's what we did, because the sister who wore it in the show last year, her hips were much bigger than you know, the person who had worn it in previous shows. So we ended up with a few little holes, and I just crocheted something and created a whole new design around that thing. So I'm not going to ever sell that dress. I think that she's just going to stay with me, and then like that. Like my favorite little blanket or something. Yeah.
Okay. Miss Renee, what about you? Was there a particular piece that you feel best represents your crochet design? I mean, best represents your style as a designer, crochet designer?
I want to say yes. I think it goes into different seasons and times because I've been doing it for so long. Like I'm kind of at the stage now where I want to start going back to my origins. Like you were saying with your first piece, like those first pieces are special. But I love seeing the growth. And I can see now what people have been telling me forever, like, oh, you need to be designing for entertainers. You need to be doing this, this, and that, or have it here or there. I can now see the value that everybody else was seeing and the growth because I'm learning to be more business minded and step away from it. So this piece right here is a gown that I did, and I had it in Harlem Fashion Week. And that show pushed me like never before because it was like, okay, you going back to New York, you got to show out, you got to step up, you got to do something different. And this piece literally has like appliques that I crocheted around to create the body of the gown. And it's with silver yarns. So it was something different, metallic-y. It was stepping out of my zone into my zone, so to speak.
Right. Oh, that's a good phrase. I like that.
Yeah. And then
I know I have a picture of that. Okay, wait.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it closer to you. And I do have a picture of it. But here, let me get like really close to it so you can see. Like here, you can see some of the detailing of it.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm trying. Here it is. Let me see if I can make this bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, don't look at the fact that I need to pay for my Canva again.
This is one of my chunky crochet pieces, my abstract pieces, and I absolutely love those as well.
Oh, I love that pink. I saw that online. I love that pink with the flowers.
Yeah.
So I didn't even show my stuff. Well, maybe next time. No, I just keep y'all guessing. Y'all gonna have to see. Come on to this show. Buy these tickets and come to this show. You want to see some Buddha-fly stuff.
And then
I'm not prepared to do it.
This skirt right here literally developed a whole collection for me and what happened was the pants, the first pair of pants that I made that was crocheted was a request by my daughter's friend. And I said, okay, I can do this. And she sent me a picture of a designer's garment. And I don't be paying attention to what other people do. But my daughters, they know who everybody's designs are. And when I asked my daughter about it, she told me, and I looked and I started looking. And it was a designer who had done knitwear, but I made it into crochet and then I ran with it. And from doing just one outfit, I created a whole collection of the design. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And when you said motifs, I was like, oh, I'm a play off of, you know, what I've done, but you had me looking in a dictionary, lady.
I love it.
You had me looking in the dictionary, figuring out stuff. I'm kind of just moving around because that way you see a little of my workspace and
That's
what to
beautiful
do
too.
and all the different colors and different things, that I do. But I'm trying to be more focused, more focused and detail oriented about what it is that I'm doing and very intentional. And
Mm-hmm.
I just I'm just happy to be a part of this, honestly.
I am happy that you are a part of this. I really am. I love your work so much. So and your spirit. Y'all, I mean, I guess I always choose good people to join Strands
I think you do. I
Yeah.
think you do a great job.
Yeah.
because y'all, I love y'all so
And
much.
Can I?
person. I've never been big on being into groups or anything. I've always been a solo person. So that speaks volumes for you. That speaks
Thank you.
Can I say something to just take
Yes,
a
ma'am.
little pause? I know you might have some other questions, but I did want to, as you said that, Stacey, what you're doing for all of us is so absolutely phenomenal. I think that was the part that attracted me most to this particular show. The fact that you are really positioning yourself in a way that we all get to benefit and we all get to grow and we get to do that together. And there's no whole bunch of, it's a polishing.
right.
And really in my life in general, those are the only kind of people I really like around me.
Yeah.
I like the people who are investing in themselves and loving themselves enough that whatever flows outside of their cup, I get to witness that. It get to get on me.
Yeah.
And so then it reminds me of this this African proverb that I always like to just kind of keep in the back of my mind, which is if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
If you want to go far, go together.
That's right.
So for me, I just wanted to take that few minutes, just that few seconds to acknowledge and to say how much I appreciate the seat that you're sitting in and the
Yeah.
fact that you are giving of yourself in this way that it benefits us.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way, and it helps fill some of those voids that I've been having a challenge with. And I just wanted to take that time out to say that. And then that's enough. Getting mushy and all of that. We just gonna put that right there. But I think it needs to be said. Because whenever I tell anybody about the show, I make it a point to talk about how important your position is and the things that you're doing for all of us designers, so that we don't have to try to figure out how to do everything alone, Renee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't have that feeling of I got to do it. Only I can do it. And we don't have that. I can go, okay, look, like I didn't have my stuff up. So Stacey heard me say that. She put the pictures up.
Yeah.
I didn't have to tell her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just in her to do that. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. Thank you, Stacey.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.
Oh, look, that's me right there trying to model. You see, I went out there. I was like, oh, I can model too, y'all. Don't get it.
Okay, right.
It's silly. Trying not to cry.
Right, I know. Hopefully this year I get to see some of the show. See anything. I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But okay, I do have a few more questions. Let me find them. What advice would you give to other aspiring crochet designers who are just starting or wanting to learn? Oni, to you.
Keep at it. Really don't ever stop. I mean, creativity and everything that we're doing is so much connected to other aspects of my life. This is my mantra for everything. Just keep at it. Just keep doing it. Position yourself in a way that you are open to learning. Don't get egotistical about it. Even when I teach my students, they get mad because I make them take that chain out quite a few times. Even the more, the ones who have been doing it a little longer, they feel like they got it. And then I look at their work and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is really good work, but we need to work on the foundation, because if the foundation is not good, everything else will be a reflection of that unsturdy foundation, right? And that's a life thing, right? That's not just in crocheting. And so I would say someone who is interested in crocheting, do it, and like I said, you have so many resources now that we didn't have. But because I love to fellowship and I love to be in the same space, I would say, get somebody who will spend some time with you, who's willing to help you do that. I am one of those people. I do have a teaching component in Buddha Flower. I actually have 3 components, but my teaching component is called These Magic Hands. And
Nice.
it's almost like it's a self-affirming kind of thing. We just use crochet to do that. But the essence of it is just whatever it is that you like to do, and that quiet voice that tells you, I should do this, or I should do that, or even if you're just doing it for yourself, just keep at it. So that's a long answer, but my thing would be, keep doing it. Don't be discouraged. Mess up some. Maybe there's something about serendipity that happens in crochet. That's happened for me a lot. When I think I'm doing one thing and I make this huge mistake, and then it turns out to be something absolutely fabulous.
Right.
And so I would just say, that would be my advice, to keep at it. Trust that, it's a process and you're not going to get it in 2 days. And a lot of times, well, mine don't look like yours, Mama Oni. I've been doing it a long time. You've been doing it for 30 minutes, baby.
Right.
It's been almost 30 years and I'm still trying to get it right.
Right.
So just that would be my advice.
Okay. Miss Renee?
I would say when it comes to creating, period, it's about patience. It's about patience, and doing research. Do research. Think about what it is that you want to do first. I know for me, when I design, I'm not a sketcher. It's all in my head, but I've been told to sketch it out and to incorporate color in my sketches because it helps bring it to life more. One of the things that I am going to do today is I talk to myself a lot. I know everybody that sews or crochets or designs, they talk to themselves a lot.
I do.
I'm encouraging myself to revisit my past designs, my Pinterest pages that I've saved thousands and thousands and thousands of designs on, because we've done those things for intentional reasons. Go sit in the park, like whatever it is that you like, because I like outside. Everybody may not like outside, but
Love it.
I find when my head is heavy and I'm stuck, it could be on a design, life situation, mental, because we get very mental with ourselves, ridiculously so. I go walk in the park. I go walk by water. Going to the beach is going to church to me. And I usually will take yarn with me too. and
It's the water.
just sometimes, like one of my most fabulous neck pieces that I've created, I was pissed off at my husband. I went and sat by the water and I started crocheting because I was like, this so-and-so. And I just started going with my hands. And when I tell you, I did something that I never did before, ever. And it's fabulous.
Oh, that's right.
Anger as a motivator. That's funny.
That's right.
But I've also been told, and this was by ladies that I met, there's this wonderful place in Virginia where I used to live. I used to live in Lorton, Virginia, and they converted a women's prison into fiber, like into a creative workshop. So each building had different forms, like one was woodworking, metalwork, but they said the best people, the most calm people were the fiber artist people. And that's us.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm semi-calm. It just depends.
Well, we all can go there because we are creatives, but I'm a very calm person, but don't mess with me because Brooklyn will come out. And I find that I take my stuff out in what I'm designing. Okay. I literally know for a fact that because I'm so calm, and I've been that way all my life. And I have to say thank you to each and every person, family, friends in my life that have allowed me to stay in my bubble of creativity. That if it was not for my creative flow, I would probably be the wildest person out there. I don't even know where I would be or what I would be doing at this point, if I would even still be here, because I get so focused in my work. I literally go in a fabric store or a yarn store and I'm in heaven.
I know that's right. It's my candy store.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really
I have
is.
to be very disciplined. If I go, I was like, you have to focus on what you came in here with.
exactly.
Well, I'm
Man,
doing good if I only come out with 2 extra items that I wasn't supposed to get that day.
I
how
have a
about
rule. I have a rule that I developed
Mm,
at the end, going towards the end of the year in October. I will not buy a yarn, a thread, a fabric, nothing. I will search through everything that I have up in here to see what I have, because one of the biggest things is because our eyes are so hungry,
mhm,
our fingers get so happy, we will shop and buy. We will stock up on the things that we see that we know is not going to be there anymore. If
mhm.
we catch it at a great price, that sale, we know we got to grab that now. But in order to start using what I have, when October hits till the end of the year, I try to shop from my own supplies that I have in the house. Yeah,
That's what I did for this project.
that's good.
I said, okay, well, let me just give a little disclaimer.
Hmm.
That's how I started off. I have bought some yarns, but but because I just needed to go with the other scrap. But
Right,
no, I did make that same commitment. I was like, I'm trying to figure out where to store all this yarn. Like, try to
yeah,
make space. Like, why would you need to do that? Make something with the stuff. And so I did for this project. I used a lot of scrap yarn and material that I already had in my inventory, because for that same reason. Now, I don't know if this is going to be an annual thing, but I tried it on this time for this project, and it was been working out pretty well.
nice.
And so, because the idea is to also, make money and not
Yeah,
just spending a lot of money.
yeah.
So that's a good thing for that. But I don't know if I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see if I can follow your lead and maybe
Hmm.
create a little system for myself in that way.
Yeah.
Um, but and then the other thing is that I had to buy a couple of other things, as I said I was going to try to incorporate some other colors other than orange.
Yes.
So everything
But see,
orange.
orange is my color now.
That's
Orange.
my favorite. And
That's
My
so, like,
that's
in
my
case you couldn't
favorite.
see, that
No.
is my favorite. But no, but what I'm saying is that I think that's a good idea. And also, you have a lot of Renee, you have a lot of information. I think I just want to make sure that we get a chance to sit down and talk when we come together in Atlanta. So that might be another reason why you can't just run off when the show is
No,
over.
so y'all supposed to be there Friday anyway. So we got
Well, I'm
Friday,
gonna be there. I'm
Saturday,
leaving Tuesday, actually, so I'll be
Sunday.
in Atlanta on Friday. I'll be there.
Well, I don't know.
Look at
I'm
this. Look.
definitely gonna get there earlier. I was actually gonna surprise you, Stacy, and be there this coming weekend, but it's
You
between
have a refrigerator?
Miami and I have to be kind. It's my husband's birthday, so I have to. I've been told by my family that I usually have shows on somebody's birthday, and I will take my show over everything. But I'm trying to be more balanced in my life and not just so tunnel vision as I have been in the past,
Mhm, mhm.
and share myself for the important times, because as creators, as entrepreneurs, our grind is everything. And sometimes that grind is going to be, in all honesty, whether you have a roof over your head, whether you have insurance for your car, whether you got food in your fridge. And when I first started out, what made me really say that I could do this as a business, I was in my house and one of my she was a model, but she's now a sister friend, a sister for life. She came to my house. My babies were really young. It was midnight and she was like, I'm going to a party. I'm going to a dance hall party. I need an outfit. And she was like, what do you have? And she came over midnight. She left my house. And this is that you see in the background right now on the mannequin.
Mhm.
That's a new piece that I'm working on for the show. And I actually redirected with that because I liked how it was forming on the mannequin other than what I intentionally had. So now I have a second piece to make because I want to still make the original. But back to what I was saying, when Giselle came to my house, She brought a quilted outfit, a silver quilted outfit that I made. She left. I had $125 in my pocket. It was midnight. I didn't leave my house. I went shopping the next day and got me some more fabric and yarn and food.
Mm.
And it was on. It was on. You know, my friends literally from junior high school, they used to lie and tell everybody that I made all their clothes anyway. And that's how I started getting orders. And I would be crocheting in homeroom. I would be on the train. I'd be at the bus stop. I would just be doing it wherever I went. I would be on the corners hanging out in Brooklyn between standing on the corners. Like I would be on the corners with gangsters with my little bag, my little
Oh,
satchel
that's
across
great.
my shoulder.
Oh,
It's
that life.
seriously, there's a corner in Brooklyn, Van Sicklen Avenue, and that corner is infamous for us coming up in East New York. But literally, it's a lot of people that got shot and killed on that corner.
Mm.
That was the corner. There was the bodega on the corner. You go down the street and you get your little $5, and you know, it was that kind of thing. But it was still family. It was everything going on. There's school across the street, so we hung out over there. And they'll be like, "What's up with her? What she's doing?" And they'll be like, "Oh, that's just Renee." I will always have my yarn with me, or I would be playing handball. I didn't care what. And that's from a teenager on. I'll be standing, when we used to stand in line at the banks, I'll be standing in line at the bank with my yarn. I didn't care. We'd be at the beach. I had my yarn. I don't care. This is it.
So, okay, that goes back to how long have you been
That.
crocheting? When did you start?
Oh, I want to say in elementary school.
Okay.
And I'm getting ready to be 60.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay. That's a long time. Sound like me. I started at, I think going 5th grade, something like that.
Mm.
Okay. Let's see.
What made you, Stacy? What made you want to make this happen?
What, Strands?
Yeah.
What did? I was teaching at the art center.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And so one day I was like, let me just put on a show. And like, I asked the art center, I was like, well, can I use something to do a show? She was like, yeah. And the only date this was December.
Mm-hmm.
The only date they had was March.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, you can use the black box in March. I was like, okay. And I did. I mean, from December to March, I put on the first show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really, to be honest with you, remember why I started Strands. I guess to have a place for us to showcase our stuff. Atlanta is the land of fashion shows. I mean, there's a fashion show here damn near every day, literally. So I guess that influenced it, but I noticed that we didn't have anything just for us. And I didn't like being the crochet designer at the fashion shows. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Something just came into my head and clicked. And also too, because I don't want to be crocheting orders. So I don't want to make orders. I don't want to do that. Okay. I like throwing events, and I guess that's what happened. It just came all to be. That way I can actually showcase my stuff without having to like
do it all.
Depending on orders. I don't want to do that. I just want, like, I crochet for the runway for Strands, and that's it, really. If you like something, holla. But other than that, I'm not really trying to push my work, because I've said before, once it becomes a chore, I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. So, I don't know, and it just.
But you just touched on something that's very important for people who are starting out. You have to decide as an artist whether you're just going to be an artist, because being an artist and being a business person are two different things.
Yeah.
And being a creative business person is a whole nother. Like, I literally, these past 2 years, questioned myself about where was I going? What am I doing with this business? And I was like, I know God didn't bring me this far to do what I do. And for me to just stop right now, I wouldn't even feel that I've fulfilled half of what I've wanted to do. Like, I literally can feel within me that there's so much more for me to do. Like, I can look at some of these big companies and be like, I know that I can do that too, but I know that I'm not going to be able to do all of that by myself. So I literally pray for a team. I pray for a team of people who excel in what they do. I pray that I'm able to afford these people to be able to do the things that need to be done, that I have the right connections, that I'm able to walk into open doors and on new floors that will allow me the access and the means to be able to connect it and to make it happen, because it's really serious. Like, I study the background of so many, like, I just pick companies that I really really like and look at what they're really based on. Like, before I would say, oh, that's really nice, but now I want to know the ins and the outs. I want to know how they're doing it. How much does it cost to do this? Where are they located? Are they sustainable? Are they ethical? Like, I'm looking at it from a different point of view. And I know for all of my life, even when I get older, I want to be able to stay creative and have it as a business, but I surely want to be free to travel to different places, to get the supplies, to even travel to creative workshops in other countries. Like, I want to be able to do that. But if you yourself are always doing it, you're not going to have the freedom to be able to do those things. So we evolve. And I think that that's what's happening with you, and the fact of you bringing all of us together and creating what you've created. You've created an opportunity for all of us to come together, to be able to network, to build and grow, and to learn and explore, and to feel safe. Like you said, when you were the only one doing the crochet, that would really frighten some people. I know that I used to have to pray really hard and push myself really hard before going, because the fear of success sometimes can stifle you. And the fear of criticism of others. Like, being an artist, a designer, and putting yourself out there is so hard, because you could think this is the best thing in the world you just created, and somebody could come and be like, oh no, I don't like that. Or if it was in a different color, or if you would just do this and that with it. But you have to learn to stand as the artist and have conviction and say, what I did is great, and somebody's going to love that and understand that what you're doing is divine. That is divine. And it's like, I consider what we're doing universal connectivity.
That's exactly what it is.
That's and I would like to say that too, is that I think this was just divinely given to me as well. And I also, one of my goals was to make crochet be mainstream. Like, when I started, it wasn't really, I mean, to me, in the last 6 years, it's exploded like crazy. Like, I mean, I didn't even think it was going to be like it is now, but it's everywhere. And I wanted crochet to be a mainstream thing, that it wasn't a trendy thing. Like, it's in for now and then it's going to go away. No, I wanted crochet to be always, all the time, just another genre of clothing that, we have access to. So, and it looks like that's what's going on. So
that's what I was going to say. Look like you made a good decision.
So, I don't know.
I feel like it's always been there in some sense. It just, to me, it was a more cultural thing. Like, if you look at different cultures, and more so, and you can't even say people of color, because if you look at Ireland, or you look at if you look at more coastal designations, they always have some form of crochet. But what we're doing with it, modernizing it and pushing it mainstream, and making sure, like, you cannot go anywhere and not see crochet mixed with something else. So for me, as an artist, I'm always flip-flopping, because if I don't crochet, I know at one point, if I didn't crochet for 3 days, my hands would be talking to me. Like, they would be telling me, like, you better get a needle and some yarn up in these hands, or we not gonna be right.
That's right.
So it's a part of everything. But I think what we're doing is we're teaching people how to wear it, and not just think of it in terms of it being old fashioned. And I think that was a stigma that was there before. And like I have some people who told me, like one lady I know, she's from Greece, and she said here a lot of people think having the little doilies and different things she has on her couch, her tables, they think that that's old fashioned. But in Greece, that's like almost customary. Like everybody has some kind of beautiful designs that's laid out on, you know, something in their house somewhere. Like that's a very common thing. And then like I'm starting to hear a lot more about creative crochet fiber artists in the where is it, like Jamaica, which I've always seen the guys have on the, I don't, they call them marinas. I don't but they call them wife beaters here. But fishnet tanks. But it's turned into dresses, it's turned into cover-ups, it's come to be everything. And I'm starting to see amazing designers, crochet designers out of Africa.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, yep. I follow a few of them. And there's a group in Haiti too. Oh gosh, I can't even think of their name, but she teaches people how to crochet as well.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, in just even amongst our community, just to see how vast it is amongst young and middle and older, it's just, it's great. I'm getting a kick out of seeing how crochet has exploded over the years.
I like to see how it's being incorporated into menswear now.
Yeah, I got a man's piece over here.
And do you see how they're going to the thrift stores now and they're buying the crochet blankets and they're sewing and making garments?
Pants, I was like, that's a real serious cheat. You know, I told y'all I like those pants. Y'all cheated.
You know what's so
nice,
funny? Because I was thinking this morning, I said, what if I go to the thrift store? Because I saw three blankets I liked, and one of my clients asked me to make her some pants because she saw some pants I showed her that this guy makes, the young guy that has the long hair
on Instagram.
Yeah, and I said, I know if I even came up in here with one of them outfits like that, that these ladies would rip me apart and tell me I'm cheating. So don't even try it. And look at you,
There was a post just yesterday on one of the crochet groups, and a lady was talking about, I don't know about y'all, but this is cheating. I don't appreciate. I mean, they was going in on that.
Oh, like, no, I made that joke, but listen. I don't care if people do that. That's okay, because to me it's the creativity. So if that's what you did, that's fine. But you know, because I don't mind making this stuff because it ends up being a therapy for me. So I'm getting, you know, it's not even something that if I'm pressured and I got to get something out real quick, I might even try something like that. So I'm not downing anybody for it. So when I make a joke about them cheating, I'm just teasing. I ain't mad.
But that is
still a level of creativity that's happening there. Because I can't sew. I can't sew. I can sew a straight line and that's it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, try to sew. When I took something, I just took a piece of something old that I crocheted and tried it. If you try that, you're gonna give them credit for their stuff coming out as nice as they do. Because sewing a crochet piece is not that easy.
That's right.
I just saw somebody with a sewing machine and they used a couch foot and they had yarn in there instead of thread. I was like, okay, might have to do that.
Wait a minute, what now?
A couch foot. Instead of a regular, so on a sewing machine you have the needle and there's a foot, right?
Right. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
So there's different feet you can use. Those are interchangeable. Like I think they have a zipper foot and all this. I'm not a sewer, so I can't.
They'll use like a ribbon foot also.
A ribbon foot. Okay, I haven't seen that.
Foot. Any type of foot that you could use for trimming, like how they do the trimming with the beads on it, like an applique foot, and even zigzagging. What it is, basically, like when you look at designs from Middle Eastern people, they do a lot of detailing with ribbon and different things like that. And from the Himalaya mountains, a lot of the their stuff is, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, so colorful, so textured. from the sweaters that they make, and then the garments they make. It's very festive.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a lot of things like that. Some people will just take the yarn and run it through, and then they'll just hand sew it. You know, like they'll put it on. There's different ways. It's just about the one thing that I love, and you both touched on earlier. I like crocheting over everything because it's so forgiving, and to me it allows you to just be super duper creative, and you can do it fast. But it's, to me, the reason why I love it, because the flexibility of where you can go with your design is unlimited. It really is. It really is. So that's what I really like. It's a free flowing and therapeutic. All I need, I told my children, when I get old, like really old, and I mean old to me is in your 90s. If I'm having if I'm having a moment, I said, just put me in a room with some yarn, a hook, and some fabric and a glass of wine, and put on some cool music, and I will be in my zone. I will be okay.
Yep, and leave me alone. Yes.
Exactly. Exactly.
I hear that.
Yeah, what age is that leave me alone age? What's that age?
Now,
Any age?
it's in mornings. I have a thing, and I've had this for years. In the morning, first thing when I wake up, I don't talk to nobody in my house. I have my books that I read, and they're right by my bed. I have my books that I read. Either I exercise first or I do my readings, vice versa. And once I get myself centered, and that's usually an hour before everybody else, and I'll get up sometimes anywhere between 4 to 6 a.m. Once I do that, and I do my writings, because I write every day. I have so many different composition books, and I started using them because my children always had leftover from school. I write in my book every day about what I want to do for the day, and once I'm done with that, then I'll talk to everybody. But until then, I have to have my me time, and that's it.
Why would you do it any other way?
Exactly. Yeah.
My me time comes from see, I still have school age kids when they're at school, because I work from home, so I get the house to myself.
Yeah.
Shuttle them off, and I'm at peace for at least 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
So that's great for me. Yeah, because I'm here all by myself, and this is so quiet and peaceful. I love it. All right, we've been at this for about an hour and a half. I have a couple of more questions, and then we gotta go because I gotta go collect stuff to put in the exhibit that will be displaying at the Southwest Art Center from Monday until the 25th. So, are y'all sending me stuff? Did you send me stuff?
I was thinking
my little ordeal the other day.
Tomorrow FedEx it.
Okay, that's fine.
And you already know my little ordeal the other day.
Yeah. So you didn't resolve that? You didn't give me nothing else?
I think so. I just didn't put it on the mail yet. So if I can try to like ship it real quick, I might.
Yeah. Can I get it Monday, please?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, but
I understand. All right. So okay. So my next question is there anything you learned along the way that you wished you knew at the beginning, Renee?
I wish that I better knew about finances. I would say finances. I also would feel about taking classes and being more open to newness. I feel that because of it's like kind of like a hidden shyness. I think that you have to learn as an artist to get out of your own way, to be less sensitive sometimes about things. I didn't realize how sensitive I really was. And that can sometimes stunt your growth in certain avenues. And when you open yourself up to new experiences in new places, it can take you further faster instead of just being in your own. Like I felt for a really long time that I was the one that was doing so much. And I was really the only one where I was at doing so much of what I was doing. And when you're around other creatives, you learn so much more and you get invited to so much more. Like just doing one vending event, you're networking. And when people love what you do, they invite you to other stuff. And seeing what other people do, it's not about copying them, but it's about your mind being on explosion because now you're exposed to something different. And it's like, hey, I can take this in a direction I never even thought of before. So
Right.
the exposure and the business aspect of it would have been propelling me to a whole different level of where I'm even at now. And that's important.
Okay. Oni, what about you?
Maybe some of those similar sentiments, but I really feel like everything is in divine order.
It is.
So I think at that time I knew what I needed to know. I get a little frustrated though, because I'm like, why you ain't show me this big old vision before? I could have prepared better.
Because you wasn't able to receive it.
Yeah,
before.
I wouldn't. And the other thing is, I'm just really, in general, in life in general, I like to move in the wave, in the ebb and flow. So it really isn't anything I could have said back then because I had no notion of it. And so it brings me back to being very present, right? And so in every present moment, then I'm good. I know what I need for this particular moment and season. So I really don't have anything that I wish I had known. I did want to go to fashion school, a place down in Florida, when I was getting ready to go to college. And my mom tricked me a little bit. She's like, if you just go for 1 year for me and just see how you like it, right? So I was like, okay, I'll do that. And she said, then we can come back to the table. I said, okay. So we came back after that year. She was like, oh, you going back. So, I mean, if I had to think about it like that, it could be something like that. But in all reality, I'm exactly where I need to be. And so I don't have anything like that. Well, I wish I had known. But I do agree with Renee in that, being exposed to certain things and then having a community of people that are doing the same thing and being able to kind of bounce off one another and polish one another. I didn't need to know it then because I get to experience it now.
Right.
So it all works out for the good. Yes.
I hear you.
Yep, and I'm still learning. I'm still developing, still learning. It's never going to stop. So
never.
Yeah, if I can stay present in that knowing, I'm gonna always get what I need when I need it.
DJ Creates tells me it's a couching foot. By the way, I'm sorry.
A couching foot. Okay. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna sew, but if I do, I know what a couching foot is.
Oh, I'm definitely about to look into that because that adds a whole different level to the game. So
that's right.
I got like 3 sewing machines around here and don't sew. So I will be sewing soon.
Okay, good.
All right. Lastly, we're wrapping this up soon. What are your future goals as a designer, Oni?
I'm the same thing we've been talking about. Really, really continuing the great work. I'm kind of like Renee in that I would like to build with a team. So that's why I said, let's talk a little bit more about that. I love doing things in collaborations, specifically with sisters, those of us that look like us. Just because, there's a certain narrative that's been out that we don't do well together. I mean, I've heard some sisters say that. I always kind of like, I don't understand how you say that and you're a woman, but for me, the goal is in terms of us specifically being able to, benefit and resource our own stuff together. Just keeping that proverb in mind again that I mentioned before. That's not to say that we won't have allies, but my future plans mean, and that's another component of Butterfly Wear too. So I have Butterfly Wear, which is the clothing line. I have These Magic Hands, which is the education. And then I have Bee Fly Village. That's when I do an annual photo shoot with my clothing, with all of my sisters. Most of my friends have their own businesses. And so we'll do a photo shoot, and then we'll use those pictures throughout the year to support and market our individual businesses.
That's
So I'm really, really big on cooperative economics. And like I said, I want all of us to be able to go together. And so those are some of the things that are coming up. Definitely connecting with somebody to help with this website. So on the business side, I can get things popping a little bit easier. I'm also looking to, get a few apprentices that want to come and maybe do my patterns for me so I can upscale how much I'm pumping out at a time and stuff like that. So, just continued growth, continued love, laughter, joy, all of those things. Yeah.
Now I noticed that there's a lot of I've seen this lately. There's a lot of people who crochet or knit, and they put out requests for testers.
They do.
And I've never done that, but I found it very interesting. I've actually reached out to a young guy that lives not in maybe a couple of townships from me. We live in the same, he's in Camden County also, but on the other side of me. And
We're close to Philly in New Jersey.
yeah, because I can get to Philly in 30 minutes, literally.
Yeah, that's key.
But I reached out to him to possibly see if I can get him to assist with me with some crocheting. And I reached out to my mom. She is a phenomenal crocheter for blankets. She doesn't do it as much as she used to, but I would have to go and sit with her in order to get her started, because she's not going to just do it by me sending her pieces and yarn. She told me off about that.
Well, that's a good reason to go visit your mama.
Yeah, yep. But I'm gonna try to incorporate her into it, because she really wanted to be a designer when she was younger, but she had me. So that's a whole nother story. I should write a book about that, but here we are.
It came through you, huh? That's good.
Yeah.
At least it came through you.
Yeah.
All right. So we're wrapping this up now, and I thank you ladies for joining me. Where can folks how can folks get in touch with you? Where can they see your work?
Okay.
Oni. Okay, well, Buddha Flywear, Buddha_Flywear on Instagram. I also have a Buddha Fly page on Facebook. And as I mentioned, I'm still trying to get the website up and running. So those are the places you can find me online. I'm generally posting any kind of showcase or pop-up. I still enjoy vending from time to time. So just the best way I like to talk. I like to meet my customers, because it is not always just about the clothes, particularly until I can get the website up and running where you can just push a button order. I love the whole process of meeting my customers and seeing how they rock, my Buddha Fly and stuff like that. So those places are places that is, best to contact me. DM on Instagram or Facebook, and we can do it like that until the website is up.
Okay, Miss Renee.
Okay, so for me, you can find my items on Instagram and Facebook. Everything literally is under ReneeFranceDesigns.com. Renee France Designs, period. You can Google Renee France Designs and a whole lot of stuff comes up. My children taught me that. I was shocked.
Yeah, that's right.
I actually have a website which is under Renee France Designs, and that will lead you to the link on the Etsy page for my designs. I just recently closed down my Shopify page because I need help. I'm not so proficient when it comes to all of that, and I really don't like taking so much time away. I like to learn the new, but just Renee France Designs everything. You can email me at Renee France Designs as well. And my links actually have a connector where if you want to ask any questions, if you want to order a custom order, you can go through the website. You can contact through Renee France Designs, and that's for serious inquiries only.
Right. Throw that part on
I'm
there.
calling her to holler, none of that nonsense.
Exactly.
For real stuff. Okay, so that's awesome. I thank you, ladies. And if you know what, I think that I need to give y'all a website design class so that you can
Yeah.
construct or maintain your websites on your own without,
See how you
without
still
a whole lot.
helping? You see how
Yeah.
you doing it? You see how you
Yeah.
still helping?
Yeah.
I forgot to mention equilibrium.
Oh yes, equilibrium, which
I just
it's in my room. But yeah, that stuff is great. I love
well,
it.
the reason why I said that because I wanted to make sure that the people that are going coming to buy their tickets, because people are getting online right now to start buying their tickets to the Strands
Right.
show.
Mhm.
They're going to get samples in their little bags and stuff.
The VIP will.
The VIP will get swag bags.
VIP will get
Equilibrium.
swag.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, oh, we lost Renee again?
Did we? Yep. We
I
should be
think
able
so.
to go. Yep.
I don't
Okay.
know. But anyway, my equilibrium is an aromatic balancing spray that I make with essential oils. And I generally, it smells really, really good. Kind of smells like my love in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But for those of those people attending the Strands, even the designers, Renee, I'll have a bottle for you.
Oh, nice.
Bottles. I bought it last year and everybody really, really enjoyed it. But it
I
helps.
saw that.
It helps bring in, some harmony into the
Yes.
space. And being backstage doing a fashion show can be pretty hectic and chaotic. So I'm going to be spraying equilibrium all over the place. But I wanted the people who are watching to know that that'll be something that you can get at the Strands fashion show as
That's
well.
right.
It's
Sell
become my
yourself.
yeah,
Put
it's
it out
become
there.
my flagship product for Buddha Flower, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that.
And I love it. It smells delicious.
It
So
smells
If you shoot me a link, I will literally both of you or anyone that's a woman that has a business right now. If they send me a link or a little write-up about their business, I will share it on my storyline and highlight. And that's
okay.
something that I was going to work on today. I really was, I saw a lot of the postings that people were putting up in our link, but because I was so busy with DC Fashion Week and preparing for that, I wasn't as active in participating. But I have a lot to do today. I'm happy that I'm able to have time off. I also work part-time at Zales, which I did to help me originally to help just buy extra fabrics and be able to pay for the shows that I wanted to participate in, because one of my goals this year was to be very strategic and intentional about the shows that I'm participating into, and to be more selective and not to be just in each and every one, but to be very intentional to the ones that are going to bring me the best outcome from the best clients to develop. Because all you need is a certain group of people that love your stuff and you run with it. And that's it.
yes, ma'am.
All
All right, ladies. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for being the last two for the Meet the Designer series.
Thank you.
This was also an exercise in me getting over myself, because I do not like doing videos. I don't, this is a lot for me. So I just had to, F it and just do it. So I always say, be like Nike, even though I'm an Adidas girl, but just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Get over yourself. Sometimes, like I think one of you said, we get in our own way a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And we overthink too many things. But just I'm in the stage of life where if it's something that I feared before, I'm just gonna go do it.
Let's get it.
Mostly, not everything. I ain't jumping out of planes still.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to
come on now. You can go skydiving with me.
I would do
go
it.
in the machine in the building one.
I'm so scared of it, but the other side of the other side of fear is what? Courage.
Faith, courage, yes.
Bravery. So you can only get to it that way. They kind of two peas in a pod, those two things.
Yeah. Right. You're right. You're right. Maybe I'll think about it.
Look, and she said, "I said, we're going to do it with this technology. I don't know about no plane, but we'll work it out."
I actually want to do it, and that's one of my things I said that I'm going to do. But one of the things, and I know we got to go, is that with COVID, I said I'm gonna start getting out of my way. I'm gonna start doing the things that I want to do and stop waiting for other people to do them. I was like that when I was younger, and I think I got so caught up in family and other people and their wants and needs that I was starting to forget who I really was. So, as being a creator, a businesswoman, and just maturing, I want to do everything that I even think, because I think what we think is divine.
Yep.
And I feel like if you say that you have faith, then you really need to walk in your faith and do those things. And that's why
It's dead.
That's why I'm here with you.
I think you over here with a word, Renee.
Yeah.
Sound like you with a word now.
Yeah.
So this has been a wonderful conversation, just in very proper exchange. Thank you both.
Yeah. I can't wait to meet you. I can't.
I think it's gonna be a good thing. I think Stacy did something special about this little hookup. Yeah.
Like you said divine, right? So here we are.
It ain't really up to us, y'all, for real. We just got
everything is divine as long as you do have that faith in that, and knowing that everything will work out for your good. It will. I mean,
that's it.
Yeah.
And then having the attitude of gratitude and actually being grateful is extremely
always.
I was telling my friend the other day, I said, this seat of gratitude feels nice and cushioned.
Man,
it feels nice in this seat of gratitude.
It's amazing how stuff opens up.
Yeah.
Just being in that state of gratitude.
Look, y'all are high. Y'all are my high for today. So I thank you.
I thank you too. All right, ladies, I'm going to sign off. Okay. If you guys want to watch, y'all can watch on YouTube and on Facebook and everywhere else. I love you. I'll see you in two.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
All right. Bye.